Hello and welcome to this video on atomic number, mass number and isotopes. So first off, let's look at the structure of the atom. In the nucleus we have the protons and the neutrons, and the electrons are found in shells around the nucleus. And on the periodic table there are over 100 different elements, and they differ from each other based on the number of protons and the number of neutrons. So what's the atomic number? Take this atom, for example. In the nucleus, we have the protons and the neutrons. If you manage to work out the number of protons only, well, that represents your atomic number. So the atomic number is simply the number of protons in the nucleus of an atom. Still with the atomic number, remember how protons are positively charged and electrons are negatively charged. Well, atoms tend to be neutral because the number of positively charged protons equal the number of negatively charged electrons. So if the atomic number represents the number of protons, then for a neutral atom, the atomic number also represents the number of electrons, because the number of protons equals the number of electrons. And I really hope this doesn't confuse you. Now let's look at the mass number. Again, look at this atom. In the nucleus, we have the protons and the neutrons. Now, if you work out the number of protons and add it to the number of neutrons, well, that gives you your mass number. So the mass number is simply the number of protons and the number of neutrons in the nucleus of an atom. So if the mass number equals the number of protons plus the number of neutrons, and the atomic number is simply the number of protons only, then the number of neutrons is simply the mass number, which is the protons and neutrons, minus the atomic number, which is just the protons. And it's important you learn this formula. So just how are atomic numbers and mass numbers represented on a periodic table? Take carbon, for example. You will see a small number and a bigger number next to it. Well, the small number represents your atomic number, which is your number of protons, and the bigger number is your mass number, which is the protons and neutrons. Now, note my use of the word bigger number and small number, not the numbers on top or the bottom, because on some periodic table, these numbers can be interchanged. Just remember that the bigger number is your number of protons and neutrons, and the smaller number is just your protons only. Let's look at a few examples. Take carbon. It has an atomic number of 6 and a mass number of 12. So the number of protons will be 6. The number of electrons will be 6 as well, because the atom is neutral, and the number of protons will be equal to the number of electrons. But the number of neutrons is simply the mass number minus the atomic number, which is 12 minus 6, which gives you 6. If you take sodium, the atomic number is 11, and then the mass number is 23. So the number of protons will be 11. Number of electrons will be 11 because the atom is neutral. But the number of neutrons will be the mass number, which is 23, minus the atomic number, which is 11, which gives you the answer of 12. So take a look at these 3 carbon atoms. If you look closely, you realize that they all have the same atomic number, but different mass numbers. And these are called isotopes, because isotopes are atoms of the same element, in this case carbon, that have the same atomic number, but different mass numbers. Still with isotopes of carbon, remember how mass number is the number of protons plus neutrons, and the atomic number is the number of protons. Then we can redefine isotopes to be the atoms of the same element that have the same number of protons, but different number of neutrons. So here are a few examples of isotopes. Nitrogen has 3 isotopes that all have the same atomic number of 7, but different mass numbers of 13, 14, and 15. And chlorine has 2 isotopes, same atomic number of 17, but different mass numbers of 35 and 37. Well, there was lots of information to take out of this video, and I think it's a good idea to watch it a couple of times, but it's time to go. So thanks for watching, and please subscribe if you haven't. I'll see you in the next video. Thank you.